As someone who gets really overwhelmed with so many options, I know choosing makeup tools for your beginner's kit can be really intimidating. So if you're someone who is looking for the right makeup tools as a beginner, this video is going to show you all the tools that you'll need for your beginner's makeup kit. So if you're interested, just continue to watch. Alright guys, so the first brush that I recommend in your beginner's kit is a dual-sided eyebrow brush. Now dual-side means that you have two different uses for this brush. So on one side you have the spoolie end. So this is just going to help really brush out your brow hairs and tame them before going in with whatever product you're going to be using on your brows for the day. And then we have the angled brush side. So this is good for using powders, gels, creams, or waxes, whichever brow product that you're using. You want to just go in with the spoolie end first to brush out your brow hairs. The worst thing is going in with your brow products and your brows are not brushed through. So that's where the spoolie comes in. For today, I am going to be using a powder. So like I said, there's different products that you can use for your brows. I really like using a powder, especially for my brows. You guys see that I do have quite a lot of brow hairs to work with. So going in with a powder and the angle side just allows me to really fill in the sparse areas of my brows. And then after going in with whatever product, I recommend going back with your spoolie to really disperse the product in your brows so that it doesn't look too harsh and everything just looks really uniformed and put together. All right, so the next brush that you want to have in your beginner's kit is a foundation brush. So a foundation brush is literally just a big brush. The reason why it's big is because it's going to be working on a really large surface on your face, pretty much your entire face. You want something that is a large surface but dense. The dense part is what is going to be able to blend that foundation into your skin so that you have a really flawless finish. You don't want to go in with a fluffy brush for your foundation. That is going to throw off everything. You're going to see streaks in your foundation. The application is not going to look good. So you really want to make sure that your brush is really dense so that you can stipple that foundation into your skin. So foundation brushes are good to apply liquid and cream products, and you'll know the difference between a dense brush and a fluffy brush, because a fluffy brush, like you will feel it. It's not going to really give that resistance, whereas the dense brush you can literally feel. So I'm going to go ahead and apply my foundation today. I'm taking the Revlon Colorstay foundation. I'm just going to put some on the back of my hand, and to use a foundation brush I usually put some on the back of my hand and warm it up just like that, and then I like to just go in with that foundation. And just a heads up, if you guys are asking, I've already primed my face in case anyone wants to comment in the comment section. So you guys see all I'm doing is stippling that foundation into my skin. Another good technique is applying it to the back of your hands and just going in with little dots to really control how much product you're putting on your face. Either which way works. All right, so the next brush that I recommend in your beginner's kit is a flat concealer brush. So a flat concealer brush will allow you to do a lot of different things on your face. I mainly use this to shape up my brows with some concealer, but you can also use it to do spot correcting before your foundation and pretty much just targeting little areas on your face that you just want to work on. So spot correcting and shaping your brows is mainly the two that I see a lot of people use a flat concealer brush for. So you definitely want to have this in your kit. So you could use this brush to conceal your brows like I'm going to be doing today, and all you're doing is just shaping that brow. So the next brush that you want to have in your beginner's kit is a blending concealer brush. This is going to allow you to blend out the concealer that you've applied on your face. So whether you're using it to shape up your brows or to do some spot correcting, the blending concealer will help you blend that out. You wouldn't be able to blend it out with your regular concealer brush. So your regular concealer brush will just allow you to place that concealer on your face, whereas the blending concealer brush will help you to blend that concealer out. I'm just going to apply that concealer to the eyelids as well, and then go back in with the blending concealer to blend it out. All right, so the next makeup tool that you want to have in your beginner's kit is a beauty sponge. Now, there's a lot of different beauty sponges out there on the market. Beauty Blender is like probably the most popular one. There's also the e.l.f. one if you're looking for something that's more affordable and drugstore equivalent to the Beauty Blender. So this one here is the e.l.f. Total Face Sponge, I believe it's called. And you can use this pretty much to blend out your foundation or your concealer. And you want to make sure your sponge is damp. You don't want to blend out your products with a dry sponge sponge and you don't want to use a sponge that is soaking. So I'm actually going to use this sponge to blend out my concealer today. So I'm just going to apply my concealer underneath my eyes, and I'm using the Black Radiance True Complexion Concealer, and I'm just going to apply it to all the areas that I normally conceal. So you want to use your sponge and just blend out the edges. This will just allow a really seamless finish underneath your eyes. So just like that, that is what your beauty blender would do. Just really blend out your concealer. All right, I'm gonna do a bit of contouring. So I'm gonna go in with my NYX Wonder Stick and just do a bit of contouring and make sure that I'm bringing back the structure and shadows to my face. And again, you can use your beauty sponge to do your contour. I usually like using the butt end to really just blend out that contour. And you want to blend in an upward motion. This is just going to give you a really nice facelift. And then another use of your sponge is using it to set your concealer. So you can pretty much use this for a variety of things when it comes to your face. I would also recommend investing in one of these triangle puff pads. You can get these on Amazon. I got mine on Amazon for maybe $10 and it came with a pack of 5. So I'm going to show you how to use your beauty blender with the powder. So you want to dip into your powder and you usually put it on the tip of your beauty sponge, and then I like to go on the back of my hand and just take off the excess powder on that, and then go in with setting my under eye. And make sure before you set your under eye that you blended out the creases under your eyes. You never want to set your under eye with your creases. So you literally want to dab this powder into your skin and it will literally just disappear into your skin. Some people like to bake and kind of leave the powder on. I am not a baking girl, so I probably won't be showing you that in any of my videos. I like to set right away and just make sure that the areas that I applied concealer are set right away. So just like that, we use the beauty blender for like 3 different things. So beauty blender is a multi-benefit tool that I recommend in your beginner's kit. All right, so the next brush that I recommend in your beginner's kit is a angled contour brush. So your angled contour brush is going to help you apply your contour or even your bronzer. When it comes to bronzer and contour, those are a bit more intricate in terms of the brushes you use. For a contour, you would want to use something more angled. This is just going to allow you to really apply that product in your contours, whereas a bronzer is more so warming up the skin. And then for your bronzer, you would want something that's a little bit more fluffy so that you can really just fluff that on the areas. It's not going to be really targeted in the contours, but it's just going to really warm back up your skin. So for bronzer, you want to aim for something more fluffy. For a contour, you want to aim for something that's more angled. So today I want to use bronzer, so I'm going to be going in with my fluffy powder brush, and this powder brush can also be used to apply powder foundation. So if you're someone who loves to use powder foundation, you can also use this brush to apply your powder foundation. So we're just going to dip into that bronzer, and this is the L'Oreal Infallible bronzer, and I'm just using this to really bring back the warmth to my skin. I do have a detailed video on my channel on how to apply makeup. I go really in depth on the products to use, the brushes to use, and everything that a beginner will need to create a really flawless look, like the one I'm doing today and the one that you see in that video. So if you haven't checked it out, again, I'll leave it in the cards above. All right, sis, so we're almost done. The next brush that I would recommend in your beginner's kit is a powder blush brush. So powdered blush brush would look something like this. It's a really fluffy brush, but it's more tapered towards the tip, and the reason it's tapered is that you're able to apply that blush literally in that area that you want to apply it. You want to avoid using really fluffy brushes for your blush because you don't want that blush going all over your face. You want to focus that literally on your cheekbones and going up. So when I say tapered, I mean the bristles are all together and pointed towards the top. So if you're looking for a blush brush, please keep that in mind. So today I'm going to be using the CoverGirl True Blend blush. This is in the shade Sweet Seduction. And all you want to do is tap that product onto your brush. It will look something like this. I like to dust off the excess so that I'm not going in right away with too much product. And then all you're doing is fluffing that on the apples of your cheeks. Some people like to just apply some on the nose as well. All right, and the next brushes that you want in your kit will be aimed towards your eyes. So this is for my eyeshadow girlies, girls that want to just add a little razzle dazzle to your eyes. You would want a crease brush and a shader brush. So these are two eyeshadow brushes that I would mainly recommend to have in your beginner's kit. Of course, there's a wide range of eyeshadow brushes that exist in terms of creating like a basic eyeshadow look, but for beginners, these two eyeshadow brushes is what I would recommend. So I'm going to quickly show you just a basic eyeshadow look. So I'm going to use the Makeup Revolution Ultimate Nudes palette, and in my crease we're going to go in with something that's more flesh tone. So I'm going to go in with this shade here, dust off the excess, and all we're doing is applying that directly into the crease. And all you're doing is fluffing out that shade and just really diffusing it on the eyelid. You can also use your bronzer in your crease as well if you are someone who doesn't want to do the most. All right, and then with your shader brush, you're gonna apply your lid color. So for your lid color, you wanna use something that's really bright, or you can opt for shimmers, just something to really give that pop to your eyes. In this eyeshadow palette today, I'm just gonna go in with this mauvey nude shade, and we're just gonna apply that with our shader brush all over the eyelids. And for your eyelids, you want to pack that powder on by just tapping that shade onto your lid. You don't want to be swiping it. This will just allow the color payoff to really show on your lids. I do have many detailed videos on how to apply eyeshadow, so if you're someone who struggles with doing your eyeshadow, I'll leave that in the cards for you above so that you can check that out. I go really in depth on the brushes that you'll need, which is definitely more than two. So if you're someone who's really interested in learning how to do your eyeshadow, I will leave that in the cards above for you to check out. And once I have my lid color on, I go back in with my crease brush and just blend the two shades together so that everything really comes together and look really uniform. And just like that, we have a quick eyeshadow look. All right, so for the most part, we used everything that we needed in terms of tools. At this point is really just customization, doing your mascara, your lips, lashes if you like to wear lashes. So all of that stuff doesn't necessarily need a tool. So I'm gonna quickly just finish up my makeup off camera and we'll be back to just close off the video. Okay guys, I'm back. So just to quickly finish up, you do want to use your shader brush to just finish up the eye look. So I'm gonna go back in with the first shade that I use and my shader brush, and I'm just going to apply that to the bottom lash line. This is just going to really bring the eyeshadow look together. All right sis, so I finished up the rest of my makeup off camera. So ideally this is what your makeup would look like after you finish. So I pretty much went over all the necessary makeup brushes that you would need as a beginner to really just complete a full face, whether you're going out for the day, going to a wedding, whatever the case may be. These are the makeup tools that I would recommend in your makeup kit. So let me know what you guys think of today's video. I tried to go really in depth and really just weed out the brushes that I think would be appropriate for a beginner. I did forget to mention that if you are a beginner, you just want to avoid the makeup brush kits that have like a zillion brushes in it, because 9 times out of 10 you won't be needing like half of those brushes. So if I were to recommend anything, would be the e.l.f. Complexion Essentials kit. That one comes with about 4 brushes to really start you off on your makeup journey. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you haven't checked out my most recent video, I did a video showcasing the products that you will need in your beginner's kit. So if you're someone who is just starting out in makeup and want that little boost and knowledge on what type of products to put in your makeup beginner's kit, this video will really help you out. I go in depth and really show you some options in terms of the makeup that you would want to get for yourself. So if you haven't checked out that video, I'll leave it on the screen right here for you to check out. But yeah, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.